This might get weird.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Well, then cheers, Grace Helbig.
Cheers, Mamrie Heart.
You guys, welcome back to another This Might Get Weird.
Our dear friend Val, weeks ago, found this video in her algorithm of girls going to this, what seemed like a haunted tea party in a redone Victorian home.
It was a Bridgerton-themed tea party, but with the element of haunted stuff.
Yes. And she was like, ladies, my fellow witches, do you want to go?
Get spooky.
Yeah. We were like, yes, now is the time.
You guys, once we got there, we knew all was not normal.
It was paranormal. It was, we got there and then, okay, how do we even begin? We get there, there's people taking photos outside of this Victorian house.
It's like an emerald, it's like a turquoisey, emerald colored Victorian home, smack dab around like low income housing that like there's no other Victorian homes in sight.
It sticks out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, like a green thumb.
Yeah.
And we come up and there's already like teenagers, 2 teenage girls with their moms, like tits out, like taking photos. There's a couple taking pictures in a carriage.
Yeah.
And then we're like, where do we sign in? Because we thought we were going to be late.
Yeah, because it's like a tea party for like 13, 14 guests or so. And so we're like, okay, at least there's other people here. Like this is a legit thing. And wow, it's already begun. Okay, let's go back to your car and smoke a joint first.
Yeah.
I got to preface this by, this was one of the greatest,
most
bizarre nights I've had in I don't know how long.
I'm going to tell you, this is the most Hey USA I have felt. And I'm going to say like 6 years.
We spent the entire 45-minute ride home just debriefing on everything that just happened. Like 2 little chickens back and forth with Val driving, cracking up.
Besides us all waiting back there and me giggling because I'm stoned in public for the first time. People, there's
it's daylight still.
It's daylight still. Everyone's just standing around like, what are we doing? Except one brave man who played cornhole by himself.
By himself. And then there was a woman in a full hoop skirt that was like, half of us are dressed like witches, half of us are dressed like Bridgerton.
She was gone with the fucking wind.
She was full hoop skirt, which I was like, fantastic. People here are committed to the weird, whatever this weirdness is. The hostess of the evening,
the wife of the man in the pink outfit, our host for the evening, comes outside in full Bridgerton wear, holding a lantern.
I was like, all right, here we go.
She's like, welcome to the Bridgerton experience. Ooh, looks at the teenage girl and says, aren't you slappable?
She said, you're slappable. We'll get to what that is later. And I was like, oh, if that sounds
weird,
curious. So, okay, here we go. And then she says we're going to start in the basement.
And you guys, it's not like a basement where you walk down some stairs and you open the door. It's one of those storm doors. It's like when you're in New York City and it's like the thing you could fall into to get to the cellar. They open these big creaky metal doors and I'm like, okay, we're going into the basement. We all descend into pitch black.
But she's got this lantern that's like half lit. It's less than an iPhone screen, which she refuses to like light up the...
Everyone had to turn off their iPhones.
Everyone had to turn off their phones. No one was allowed to take any video or photo of the basement unless instructed by her. And we had to feel around for the chairs that were all lined up. I go, there's chairs. We're sitting. We're not just strolling through to go upstairs. No, we're sitting. Okay, we're sitting.
Well, there's a semicircle. I'm literally like having to be brought and like sat down in the chair because I can't see anything.
Yes.
Then old hoop skirt sits beside me. So I immediately sit down and I've got a hoop skirt in my face.
She's sitting in front of the exit. So I was like, okay,
we're blocked.
We're in here.
It was pitch fucking black. I have no idea where I am.
Pitch black because then the husband slams the storm doors behind us once we're all seated. And he's out. He doesn't come down to the basement.
So now we are locked in a basement. We've been here for 30 seconds with this Bridgerton woman with a tiny lantern. And we have no idea what's going to happen. So she literally is like, okay, I have a, what is it? Not an EDM, The little detector that lights up that says when paranormal activity.
Not an EKG.
But it's one of
like
those
that.
EDMs, whatever. And so she's passing it around and says like, I want to see, there's probably someone here who a spirit wants to connect with them. So I'm going to have you each hold it. When it got to me, it was like hot potato. I was I like swatted it to hoop skirt.
Same. I handed it immediately to the woman to my right. So not only are we ghost hunting with the ghosts that they
already
know
live
they
there,
have, she's now trying to Teresa Caputo talk to someone's dead loved one on the other side. She did preface us, but it was so much so quickly, so immediately, that if any of us have had a recent death in our family and we did not want to participate, we could say pass.
Yeah.
But I was like, to process, I was like, what if Goose comes through?
Oh, I absolutely was like, what if we hear barking?
I will lose it.
I was like, we're trapped in the basement with a goose.
I was kind of holding out that maybe something like that would happen. Anyway, I passed it to the woman to the right of me. It starts lighting up.
Going crazy.
Like crazy with this woman. She's going back and forth with our host, who's using these little metal wire hangers to try and figure out like who this is. They come to this understanding that it could be this woman's grandmother.
So she's starting to ask her questions.
This woman next to me starts crying because I go, oh no, she really believes her grandmother is now currently communicating with her with these wire hangers with this woman dressed as a Bridgerton
woman in a basement in Orange County. So then she's like, okay, try it again. Did your grandmother give you something? And she's like, yes. And she's like, okay, don't tell me what it is. But what I want you, we've been in the basement for an hour.
Yeah.
She goes, what I want you to do is I want you to say, my grandmother gave me a necklace. My grandmother gave me a bracelet. Say two different things. One that's the truth. One's that's the lie. And then we'll see if your Nona communicates through the wires. She's like, okay, do you understand? I understand. Okay, go for it. She goes, you gave me a bird. Just once again. So then the woman, so she goes, or you gave me, and Bridgerton goes, see, you have to be more confident in your lying.
Yeah.
You have to be more confident because I can tell that was the truth. Okay, let's just ask Nona, did you give her a bird? And she crosses and it says yes. And the woman goes, no, she didn't give me a bird. She gave me earrings. That was the lie. So we've already caught her.
Yeah.
We've already caught her.
And then meanwhile, this is the woman that's with a friend of hers and their two daughters.
Oh yeah, two teenage daughters who are best friends with two moms who are best friends.
And when the one mom is like, this is my Nona we're communicating with, Bridgerton host looks over at one of the young girls sitting there and goes, are you scared? And the little girl goes, I'm Catholic.
I'm Catholic. You guys, we're in a basement. I haven't seen anyone's face. And I just hear a girl's voice in the corner go, I'm Catholic.
Maybe I start dying. But we're silent because the woman next to me is crying, literally, because she believes that her grandmother is in that basement with us right then.
Yep.
Meanwhile, her friend's daughter didn't realize there'd be all this ghost hunting.
She thought she was just coming to a tea party.
Yeah. Both of them did. I'm Catholic.
I'm Catholic.
So she introduces us to, now we're going to do some EVP ghost hunting. Again, she introduces it like we already know what these words are.
So essentially what you do is you take these headphones and there's like, it sounds like radio station switching, like switch, and she says someone's gonna go down the hallway where these noise canceling headphones like really, really meditate out, and then with their back to us, so it looks even fucking creepier.
Yeah.
We just see their little back. They look like they were in an asylum. It looked like the Ring.
Yeah.
And then you're going to shout out words that you hear. And so this woman who's crying that her Italian grandmother is communicating with us, who did not give her a bird, her daughter is like, I'll do it.
Yeah, because first no one volunteered to do it.
I was like, I would rather die. I think I said.
Like, which one of us is going to stand up and tell this woman, we didn't know that this was part of it and none of us want to do this part.
None of us.
But finally, the daughter goes down the hallway, puts on these headphones. It looks scary as shit.
So scary.
This woman keeps reiterating, the host, that if you are relaxed and if you are sensitive to spiritual things, you will hear more than a person that's not relaxed or whatever. You have to clear your channels and all this kind of stuff.
And at this point, we're still talking to the grandma, right?
Potentially.
So she's back there. It's taking forever. Of course, Bridgerton is getting antsy. She's like,
she's asking questions.
Come on, Nona, let us know. You know, like, how are you feeling? Do you love your granddaughter? How are you feeling? from the depth of the basement, we just hear soy sauce.
This girl hasn't spoken for like a minute, and we're all worried that she didn't understand the rules of what this woman has suggested for her to do. And then she finally shouts soy sauce. We lose it. And then I hear the woman next to me under her breath tell her friend she loved Chinese food. She really loved Chinese food.
She loved General Tso.
I was like, I wanted to be like, you don't have to believe that this is really happening.
We just talked about how she made really great pasta, and now we're switching to Chinese because your daughter just screamed soy sauce into the abyss.
Soy sauce. This girl still, she says soy sauce, then it's like nothing. Then she's like, below. 2, like over the course of like minutes.
Like we got like 10 words in like 10 minutes.
It was dragging, and we were all like, this bit is not working. And then she finally goes, soy sauce again. The woman next to me is like shaking, crying
because her grandmother loved Chinese food. I was just like, if she says wasabi, I'm screaming.
We finally move into the living room, into the tea ceremony. It's beautifully decorated.
Oh, the room is like, it's so excess. Like it feels very like, feels of that era.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, we've got like towers of cookies and little sandwiches, and we've got teas, and like it just looks, and it's candlelit. It looks very beautiful. And
So
we're like,
fun.
okay, yes, we're finally sitting down. We're doing our thing.
Yeah. And then she sits down with us, which she doesn't normally do, because the fact is that if 13 people in Victorian Bridgerton era, the rumor was if 13 people sit down to dinner, it's bad luck, and the youngest person in that room will die that evening.
So we said, we need you to stay with us, Catholic.
Yeah. Catherine been through too much for this to be her final night.
She says, now I'm being told I'll die if we don't get another person to join us at tea.
So our Bridgerton host sits with us, and then she talks through everything while we eat, which was fun and informative. And she's like telling us about how the teacups have little slogans on them that she got custom made that are really spot on to like her vibe and her aesthetic. Like she's cool and hip, and like then she's like, I think that everyone's teacup, whatever it says, really is, you know, special to whoever's.
Like you sat down there for a reason.
Right. And so she had us go around the table and read what our teacup said, and the woman of, I believe it was the mother of the Catholic,
yes,
had a teacup that said no wire hangers.
No wire hangers.
And our host goes, do you know what that is? And Mother Catholic goes, abortion. And just,
is it about abortion?
Been through too much this evening.
They need to leave. They're like, it's too much. It's too much. And then we explain like, no, it's from Mommy Dearest. It's a very famous line in a movie. But I mean, we are done. Then the poor girl who was back there screaming soy sauce, who's been through enough, who's contacted with her grandmother, goes, and what's your say? Cuntiness.
The 18-year-old say the C word. And she
in front of her mom.
In front of her mom. It was wild.
We got a month to learn ventriloquism.
That's true. That's true.
Don't give me a friggin' challenge.
Yeah, I've been saying I'm going to start learning Spanish, but maybe I should start learning how to be a ventriloquist first.
Okay, I know we're in audio, but I want you to do your best one. I'm going to mouth hello, and I want you to try to make it look like I'm saying hello,
and I'm not talking,
and you're not making, your mouth isn't moving.
Okay,
ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hello. I truly can't do it. Okay, you gotta try. Honestly, I felt so scared. I forgot how a mouth worked, period. This is a sign. Have I been denying my actual purpose this whole time?
I don't know why that got me.
I tried so hard. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. See, so that's why I should pursue it, is what you're saying.
It was good. I can't do it. That was amazing.
Wait, you have to try it. You have to at least try.
Okay, so let me arrange my mouth so that I. Okay.
Let's do. Hey, what's up?
Okay, and you're gonna count me down.
Wait, you're gonna say. I'm gonna
say it, and you're gonna move your mouth, but you count me in. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, what's up?
That sounded. I forgot to look at you. See if you move your mouth. It sounds like she's not moving.
I'll do it again.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Hey, what's up?
That's really good. You really did a good job showing teeth, but you seem fine.
But I feel like
just moved my lips a little. I just tried to make my mouth smaller and more visible. I tiny mouthed it. I tiny mouthed it. I ate my lips and then I tried to talk.
Wow. Here's why I thought of it. Because I was back in North Carolina and I was hanging out with my like high school bestie Ashley, and we were talking about like people we went to high school with who don't know how to download podcasts, so it doesn't matter.
Wonderful.
I had a friend growing up. Mm-hmm. Her nickname was Cootersnapper.
That's not a nickname. A nickname is, I thought by definition, shorter and more to the point. That is like a log line of a person. Cooter Snatcher?
Snapper.
Oh.
So I guess when she was around 2 or 3, at the height of the cooters around her, I don't think she actually snapped any of them, but like she was the height. So be like, look at that little cooter snapper, right? This is a very country ass family.
Oh, because she's at the same height of a woman's
cooters.
Cooter.
Oh, got a cooter snapper. But now we're talking about she's in high school. And her dad, in front of other people, would be like, "Come on, cooter snapper,"
which is one wildly confusing nickname to give a child, first of all, but then to extend it into adulthood.
I'm not kidding. It was probably in his like wedding speech.
Wow.
But to the point where she had her bedroom in the basement, which was lovely because we like had independence. Mm-hmm. But there was a tiny shirt in the rafters, it was like she was a retired jersey of NBA that said Cooter Snapper that hung in her home with like a little picture of her in said shirt when she was 2 beside it. Anyway, here is a weird question.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I was eating Skinny Pop the other day.
Yeah.
Are you ever eating a bagged popcorn and it kind of smells like urine?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. I've opened Skinny Pop before, and I've been like, this one maybe this batch should have been like recalled.
I was like, yeah, this might be
it's been
too weird to bring up on the pod.
It's been specific.
Yes.
I've had it smell like dusty. Like the smell of like it just smells musty or something.
Like it's almost like a packing peanut.
Yeah, that it feels like, has this expired its shelf life, which I assume is forever. Shelf life.
It's got at least a decade or something.
Right.
Yeah.
But has it deterred me from continuing to buy it? Absolutely not.
So I was eating their Skinny Pop and I'm like, so of course I'm immediately looking around to be like, Larry Beans, which one of you peed in here? Yeah. And then I realized it's that. And so what I wonder is it like the preservative? Whoever is a scientist out there, listen to this. First of all, there's no scientists.
No, this would infuriate them as a podcast. The things that we say with confidence would be so infuriating to listen to if you're actually an intelligent person.
True.
I'm so excited to have introduced Mamrie and Chip to their first 4DX viewing experience.
You guys, we all went to go see the Super Mario movie. Is that what it's called?
Super Mario Brothers?
Is it just called Super Mario Brothers?
Something like that.
Something like that.
You
Mario and
know.
Luigi? You guys know the ones. I absolutely think you did it justice.
Good. Yeah. I thought so too. We were talking about it after we left yesterday, and I was like, that was a really fun one.
The thing is, okay, we get there, we get to the lobby, we get our troughs of popcorn. Chip and I each get a tall boy of beer.
Well, Chip did the thing where he went up to order your guys' food, and then he turns around and Elliot and I are having a thorough discussion about whether he's getting corn dog bites or a hot dog.
He was torn.
He was very torn, and Chip just goes, "Bucket's where it's at." We're like, "What?" He goes, "Bucket's where it's at. You gotta get look at that little bag. You gotta get bucket." And we're like, "Oh, popcorn. Yeah. We're gonna go bucket. We're already gonna go bucket."
No, give you bucket's where it's at. He goes, "Look at that little bag. You gotta get a bucket." I was like, "Okay." Oh, I love him.
This is an episode I truly never thought we would ever have.
I mean,
I got bangs.
Yes. The biggest news of the week, if you've been on the internet, is that Grace Helbig got bangs. That we are going to talk about that.
We will get to that,
so you know.
But we have an incredible thing to talk about,
and that is the fact that I got engaged.
Even just hearing you say that,
it's so surreal, Grace. It truly is like I haven't fully processed.
I know. I mean, okay. So do you want to explain when it happened to give a little bit of timeline?
So he's been home for probably like an hour and a half or so, you know,
okay.
And we've reconnected. And
good for you guys.
Also, in hindsight, Chip was like, I was so glad that was like a great session. Because if you know, like it always is, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I was so
if
glad
something weird happened.
Yeah. So I'm in the kitchen. We're listening to music. We're having cocktails. We're in our element.
So
right?
Cute.
It's a happy place. When you're in a relationship where someone
Yeah.
works on the road so much,
Yeah.
it's not like here's another monotonous night of making dinner. It's like this is it.
This is what you work for.
This is what we work for. And so I'm literally in front of the stove. I have pulled out 2 meatloafs. Now picture me, spandex shorts, swanging, no makeup. Like I have pulled out a meatloaf vegetarian for me, a regular for him, and I literally say, "Do you want me to make you a plate?" And he comes over, and I was like, "I guess he's making a plate." And he takes my hand, and he's like, "Hey, I love you so much," and he launches into like, you know, he started within like third sentence, he starts tearing up, and I'm like, "What's?" Is he about to tell me like something tragic?
Yeah, right.
Like, what's going on?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Or are you breaking up with me? Like,
Yeah.
what's happening? And he's just like, you know, I halfway blacked out. You know what I mean? As you do. And I'm floating above the kitchen, right?
You're watching it from above.
Yes. And he's like, you know, says all the things of like, I want to make life decisions with you and you're my person. And then he gets on a fucking knee and pulls out a little blue box. And I say, "What is happening?"
I bet you did. I bet you said that a lot.
I said it a lot. And he goes, I am proposing to you. And I have raked different types of egg preparation from fanciest to least fancy. And please tell me if you agree with this.
Okay. Egg preparation, fanciest to least fancy. Got it.
Number 1, your jam, soft-boiled eggs. But not just that. And I think Nicole Byer and John Milheiser will agree with me. When I worked at a little cafe, they had the soft-boiled eggs that you put on the little pedestal.
Yeah.
And you crack the top off with your spoon like you're a goddamn queen.
Yeah, that is so much.
And then you dip thin breads in there called soldiers. Like,
wait, they're called soldiers?
Little thin cut pieces of bread you dip that'll fit in the top of the egg. They're called soldiers. So like,
who decided that?
Who decided that? Like, oh, excuse me, I have to like sacrifice my soldiers to get my soft yolk.
Yeah, this is like, was it some like 6-year-old prince that was like, here go my soldiers into my beautiful egg in a unnecessary egg tray? Yeah.
Yes, who invented that? That's a great idea.
There you go.
To look into. But anyway, I think those, because like they come with their own fucking pedestal.
Yeah. Well, yes, I think the presentation is super fancy, but I feel like it's a little overcompensating for how, in my opinion, easy it is to make those.
Okay.
Just because you just throw them in, you don't do anything.
But
and
I'm
then
not
you peel
ranking them from difficulty. I'm ranking them from prestige.
Okay. But you're saying fanciest in terms of presentation?
I'm just saying overall vibes.
Aura. Okay. Okay. I just want to know what parameters we're working with so I can switch my lens.
I would go from the soft boiled to poached.
To poach, yes.
To like fried.
Fried as fancy?
Mm-hmm. To omelet.
Okay.
To scrambled.
Okay.
To then hard boiled.
Hard boiled. Why is hard boiled last?
I feel like
Do hard-boiled
You buy them at gas stations. You can buy them at gas stations.
Okay, that is fair. I see that.
I know they come in their shell. They're portable. I fucking love a boiled egg.
I buy bags of them at Trader Joe's. Yeah.
That's too far.
Tell me what's wrong about it. Give me 3 things that are wrong with that.
First of all, it just looks like a sack of eggs, which reminds me of a fallopian thing.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're talking about eggs.
Second of all, they get super rubbery when you buy pre-boiled eggs that are like...
Yeah.
And third, I just don't want to look at it.
Yeah, okay, fair. Fair.
It's like a bag of cue balls.
Well, it's like, I consider it like a string cheese. You know, like you can take it and it's got a little bit of, it's better than like chips or something if you want to snack.
But you got
put salt and pepper on it.
Do you do everything bagel on it? Because that'll change your goddamn
life.
See,
there you go. You can dress it up. You can dress it down. She's an everyday woman. Are we missing any types of egg preparation?
That's what I was wondering.
There's got to be something. I feel like we're very close-minded.
I mean, of course, there's like frittatas, etc.
Right.
But that's just pouring and quiches. But that's just pouring mixed up eggs with other stuff. This is the art form.
I think, if anything, you're bringing awareness to a conversation about a food product that could use some updating. You know how avocados have become like a very popular millennial food and like people are doing all kinds of crazy shit with that. Like perhaps we need to develop the new egg technique.
What's the new egg?
Oh, man.
Guys, what I love is that we just had to pause while we restarted the camera for YouTube.
Yeah.
And I just looked, we've done 18 minutes on eggs.
This is important. Look, this is... We don't get political too much on this show, but I think this is an important political conversation for people because this is, you know, something everyone has experience with and does affect them on a daily basis. And it was so fun, honestly.
You were with GloZell?
No, I was with GloZell, but Alyssa and I went together. And then GloZell and our friend Annie went together.
I love that GloZell has not had cancer.
No.
But she has just become the representation of this group. I love it.
And it was so great because we did our training and then we came like back into the room and like the next set of like people were in there getting ready like in their stage and they were just like, is that the GloZell? Oh my God, she's got her green lipstick on and she's wearing green. And it was like, I was like, yeah, it is. Yeah,
is that GloZell? I'm like, but like she hasn't departed from the GloZell brand.
No,
it kills me. She single-handedly has kept green lipstick.
Yeah.
In business, the green lipstick Inc.
I love it.
I want her going down. I wanted her to rappel with a mouthful of cinnamon and just go.
Well, that's what these girls were like. Cinnamon challenge, iconic, legendary, and I was like, she is. She is a legend. She changed the internet in so many ways. It's so funny. It was like I did not get to rappel with GloZell, but GloZell just kept telling everyone the whole time. She kept saying, "I'm gonna scream the whole time. Is that okay?" And she kept saying it so calmly. Is like, but asking sincerely, "Is it okay if I scream the whole time? Is it okay if I scream the whole time?" And I was like, "I think she's serious." And then she did it. Annie was like, she hardly said a word the whole time.
GloZell, the idea of her going off a 14-story building is killing me. And here's why. It's because we have attended a Streamy Awards event or a Streamy Award where she was hosting at the YouTube space. And at the last minute, literally the opening minute of it, they were like, why don't you go down this fireman's pole?
Yeah.
And we're all in the audience. It's packed. They go live. GloZell, she's like, I'm GloZell. What's her opening?
Is you all right? Is you okay? Good. Because I wanted to know.
Goes down the fireman's pole and immediately shatters her.
We were like outside and then we just hear like a hush over everything. And then GloZell's getting pulled out on a gurney and then telling us to take selfies with her. We have a selfie
with GloZell
on a gurney, just like peace sign behind us. It was like
she was the host of the night.
It was the most internet thing to happen at the most internet thing. It was wild. Wild.
Trusting that woman to then go, well, would you like to go walk down a 14-story building?
Thankfully, that memory did not come to my mind, and I did not bring that up to her. But I can't imagine how that might have been on her mind.
We're just outside being like, what do you mean the open bar is closed? Wait, what?
What?
GloZell just broke her leg.
And everyone's whispering, I think GloZell just broke her leg. We were like, how?
We were like, no. Surely it's a sprain.
She went down the fireman's pole.
Here comes the ambulance. We're like, move it, Ricky Dillon. The ambulance has to get there. The ambulance has to get through.
A series of like human memes standing there.
Chocolate rain dude. Get everyone.
Where's Grumpy Cat? That was, yeah.
Well, GloZell rappelling down a building to rat birth control.
Yes.
To blood, piss, and shit everywhere.
Woo.
This got weird.
Yep.